The National Electrical Code, or NEC, requires ground fault circuit interrupter, or GFCI, protection for 15 amp and 20 amp 125 volt receptacles located within 6 feet of a dwelling unit laundry sink. This requirement applies even to a single receptacle on a dedicated branch circuit for the washing machine, as per section 210.8 A7 of the NEC. If you are experiencing nuisance trips with the washing machine on a 20 amp GFCI protected circuit, it's important to investigate the possible causes. The requirement for GFCI protection in these locations has been in place for a while now, since the 2002 NEC, so if complaints about nuisance trips are just now arising, it suggests that the problem likely lies elsewhere. One possibility is a defective washing machine or a wiring problem associated with the machine. For instance, a loose neutral connection within the washing machine can cause the GFCI to trip. Another potential issue is if the GFCI, the neutral conductor, and the equipment grounding conductor are all connected to the same receptacle box. This can create a path for leakage current to flow back through the neutral, which can then trip the GFCI. It's also very common to find washing machines with power cords that only have two prongs, lacking an equipment grounding conductor. A GFCI requires a properly functioning equipment ground to operate correctly. Without it, the GFCI may not function as intended and could lead to nuisance tripping. Finally, it's crucial to understand that a GFCI is not designed to be a substitute for a properly grounded electrical system. If the home's electrical system is not adequately grounded, it can also lead to nuisance trips. To properly troubleshoot these issues, consider these steps. Firstly, inspect the washing machine for any signs of damage or wear, paying close attention to the power cord and connections. Secondly, check the wiring connections at the receptacle box, ensuring that all connections are tight and properly insulated. Thirdly, verify that the washing machine has a 3-prong plug and that the equipment grounding conductor is properly connected. Fourthly, test the GFCI receptacle to ensure that it is functioning correctly. Fifthly, ensure that the electrical system in the home is properly grounded. If the issue persists after performing these checks, it may be necessary to consult with a qualified electrician to further diagnose and repair the problem. Additional points to consider are the age of the GFCI receptacle itself. GFCIs have a limited lifespan and can become more prone to nuisance tripping as they age. Replacing the GFCI receptacle with a new one is a relatively inexpensive troubleshooting step. Another potential issue could be related to other appliances or devices on the same circuit. If other devices are causing electrical noise or voltage fluctuations, it can sometimes trigger the GFCI to trip. Try isolating the washing machine circuit by disconnecting other devices and see if the problem resolves itself. You can also investigate any recent electrical work that may have been performed in the home. Improper wiring or modifications to the electrical system can sometimes create ground fault issues that lead to GFCI tripping. Also, make sure that the amperage rating of the GFCI receptacle matches the amperage rating of the circuit. Using a GFCI receptacle with a lower amperage rating than the circuit can cause it to overheat and trip. If the washing machine is connected to an extension cord, remove it and plug the machine directly into the receptacle. Extension cords can sometimes create resistance and voltage drops that can contribute to GFCI tripping. To summarize, when dealing with nuisance trips of a GFCI on a washing machine circuit, begin by verifying the integrity of the washing machine itself, ensuring it is properly grounded and free from internal wiring faults. Next, inspect the wiring at the receptacle, confirming correct connections and the absence of any shared neutrals. Then assess the overall grounding system of the home, as a faulty ground can induce GFCI tripping. Consider replacing the GFCI receptacle, as age can affect its sensitivity. Finally, investigate external factors such as other appliances on the circuit or recent electrical work that might be contributing to the issue. By systematically addressing each of these potential causes, you can effectively diagnose and resolve the problem of nuisance trips on the washing machine GFCI circuit. In older homes, it is possible that the grounding system is not up to current code standards. This can cause a number of electrical problems, including GFCI tripping. If you suspect that your home's grounding system is inadequate, It is recommended to have it inspected by a qualified electrician and upgraded if necessary. Older washing machines may have motors or other components that generate more electrical noise than newer models. This noise can sometimes interfere with the operation of the GFCI and cause it to trip. If your washing machine is old, consider replacing it with a newer model that is less likely to cause electrical interference. Also, it is important to consider the type of laundry detergent being used. Some detergents can create excessive suds, which can overflow and potentially come into contact with electrical components, leading to GFCI tripping. Make sure to use the appropriate amount of detergent and avoid detergents that are known to produce excessive suds. Furthermore, check the voltage at the receptacle while the washing machine is running. Low voltage can sometimes cause the GFCI to trip. If the voltage is consistently low, it may indicate a problem with the home's electrical service. Consider the load on the circuit. If there are other appliances or devices on the same circuit as the washing machine, it could be overloading the circuit and causing the GFCI to trip. Try moving some of the other devices to a different circuit. Moreover, inspect the area around the washing machine for any signs of moisture or water leaks. Moisture can create a path for current to flow to ground, which can cause the GFCI to trip. Repair any leaks and ensure that the area around the washing machine is dry. If the washing machine is located in a damp or humid environment, consider using a dehumidifier to reduce the moisture level. High humidity can increase the likelihood of GFCI tripping. Verify the integrity of the neutral conductor throughout the circuit. A loose or corroded neutral connection can create imbalances that cause the GFCI to trip. Check the neutral connections at the receptacle, the circuit breaker panel, and any junction boxes in between. Use a multimeter to test the continuity of the neutral conductor. Use a clamp meter to measure the current flowing through the neutral conductor while the washing machine is running. Excessive current flow in the neutral can indicate a problem with the circuit. Ensure that the circuit breaker for the washing machine circuit is properly sized and functioning correctly. An undersized or faulty circuit breaker can cause nuisance tripping. Replace the circuit breaker if necessary. Furthermore, inspect the wiring insulation for any signs of damage or deterioration. Damaged insulation can create a path for current to leak to ground, which can cause the GFCI to trip. Replace any damaged wiring. It may be beneficial to use a ground fault circuit analyzer to test the GFCI circuit. A ground fault circuit analyzer can simulate various ground fault conditions and help pinpoint the source of the tripping. Engage a qualified electrician to perform a thorough inspection of the electrical system. A qualified electrician has the expertise and tools to diagnose and repair complex electrical problems. They can identify any underlying issues that may be causing the GFCI tripping and recommend the appropriate solutions. When troubleshooting GFCI trips, it's essential to prioritize safety. Always turn off the power to the circuit before working on any electrical components. Use appropriate personal protective equipment, such as rubber gloves and safety glasses. If you're not comfortable working with electricity, it's best to consult with a qualified electrician. Lastly, remember that electrical codes and regulations can vary depending on your location. Consult with your local electrical inspector or building department to ensure that your electrical system complies with all applicable codes. By systematically addressing each of these potential causes and taking appropriate safety precautions, you can effectively troubleshoot and resolve GFCI tripping issues on a washing machine circuit.